It's time for the One Bar and Lupica Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupica Show. I'm One Bar, and we're talking Minnesota Vikings today, and it's a little bit of a Debbie Downer episode. Wah, wah, wah. This is the most disappointing things out of training camp so far. Not that they can't turn around, but as of now, just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing. Let's get into it. The biggest one in my mind, and maybe I'm just being a drama queen, Drew Samia. Drew Samia, what the hell is going on with Drew Samia? Why is this guy not out there battling for a spot? I mean, Drew Samia round 4 last year, gave him a pass last year. I thought it was fantastic that he was just riding pine. Great, let's get him back ready for next year. But maybe it's the Willie Beavers, TJ Clemmings curse. Both round 4 guys like Samia, high hopes for, turned out to be nothing. Even David Yankee back in I don't even know when that was, 2012 maybe, round 5. We just can't seem to hit on these mid-round interior offensive linemen. And I'm not giving up on Drew Samia yet, but when you got Collins and when you got Dakota Dozier battling for a spot and you were handing a spot to Pat Elflein, that is not a good sign. That is not a good sign, but we'll see. But Drew Samia doesn't even, at this point, it doesn't even look like he's getting a sniff of the field at all this year, barring every single guard gets injured. So Drew Samia is a big boy. On that same note, number 4, Pat Elflein still our starting guard. We've harped on it. I need to get over it. We all need to get over it. It's just tough, and it is very disappointing that he is just being handed that spot. He is our guard, and we don't even need to go into it anymore. If you're not disappointed that Pat Elflein is your guard, you must be the happiest person in the world, and nothing bothers you, because it bothers the hell out of me, and it scares the shit out of me. So right off the bat, the first 2, just interior offensive linemen, and we all know the issues. It all scares us. Had to say them. Next one, Tajay Sharp, free agent. You know, when he was brought in, it's not like he was just handed a spot. But with the youngsters we have at wide receiver, in a perfect world, I thought maybe he comes in, opens some eyeballs, shows that he's got some leadership. Him and Thielen can maybe groom these young bucks. But everything you're hearing, Sharp's not getting much run at all. And what is bad news for him is some of the younger guys are getting a lot of love. So barring something special that Tajay Sharp pulls out of his butt, or if they're just kind of keeping him on the side, letting these youngsters do their thing to see if they get to make the team because they already know Sharp's in, maybe that's it. Who knows? But Sharp was a cheap investment. He does add some good value. I actually like Tajay Sharp when he was with the Titans, but as of now, I consider him a disappointment. We've seen this show before. We've gotten in many receivers on a second contract to see if they got something, and it just didn't pan out. Kendall Wright being one of them. So Tajay Sharp's got a ways to go before he's going to make this team. So I consider him a disappointment. We got two more things that disappoint me. Backup quarterback, Sean Mannion. It's his spot. I mean, the fact that Jake Browning and Nate Stanley don't even seem to even be coming close to battling him. I mean, if anything, Jake Browning's out there with the 3s. We know Nate Stanley was raw. Yes, he's a 7th rounder. He's a rookie in a weird year. It would have been very, very tough for him also to be a backup quarterback. But Jake Browning, he hasn't even been out there at all with the 2s. And Sean Mannion is just out there slinging that thing without a care in the world because he knows he's got that backup quarterback spot locked up. Maybe next year, I'm sure we'll sign Sean Mannion to another 1-year contract for the next 14 years. But 1 year, somebody will battle him for that spot. But it ain't going to be this year. And final, James Lynch, our defensive tackle from Baylor, round 4. Our defensive tackles, as we know, is pretty up in the air. A lot of room for some of these younger guys to really make an impression, move their way up the depth chart. It's early. This isn't even really that fair to say he's a disappointment because he's not. But, man, it would have been nice to see some rookie mid-round guy really push for a spot, really get out there, really open some eyes. And James Lynch was one guy that I thought would do that. I mean, in college, he was a guy who can get after the quarterback. He plays mean. He plays tough. But as of now, he's still buried down in that 3rd, 4th team defense, and he's got a long ways to go. He's going to make the team. If he didn't make the team, that'd be more surprising than Pat Elflein being handed the right guard spot. But I was hoping he's going to be a contributor as a rookie. Still plenty of time. These could be overreactions, but it's just 5 things that I've been disappointed about so far. Let me know down in the comments. What are you most disappointed so far for the Minnesota Vikings training camp?